Kayla Harrison, two-time Olympic gold medalist, undefeated UFC bantamweight champion. And for the better part of 2026, she's been fighting a battle far away from the octagon. Let's rewind to January. The UFC was gearing up for something historic, its debut on Paramount Plus with UFC 324 in Las Vegas. The co-main event was shaping up to be one of the biggest fights in the history of women's mixed martial arts. Kayla Harrison defending her bantamweight title against the legendary Amanda Nunes. Nunes, widely considered the greatest female fighter of all time, had come out of retirement specifically for this fight. She hadn't competed since June of 2023. She gave up her own championship, walked away from the sport, and the one thing that pulled her back in was the chance to face Harrison. That's how big this matchup was. But just 10 days before fight night, the news broke. Harrison was out. It wasn't a minor tweak or a bruised rib. Harrison had suffered herniated discs in her neck, a serious, potentially career-threatening injury. She needed surgery immediately, and she got it, flying to New York to see a specialist just one day after the injury was confirmed. The update she gave fans was raw and emotional. Wearing a neck brace, visibly shaken, she posted a tearful video apologizing, not for herself, but to Amanda Nunes, for the fight falling apart after everything Nunes had done to make it happen. She called it day one of her recovery and promised she'd be back. The injury didn't just cost her the Nunes fight. It also forced her to miss the UFC's White House event, a high-profile card she'd been expected to be part of. For a champion who had built her entire career on discipline, dominance, and never backing down, being sidelined indefinitely was its own kind of fight. So where does that leave things now? Here's the encouraging part. By late March, just about 2 months removed from surgery, Harrison was already sounding optimistic. In an appearance on a podcast, she joked about her recovery, saying she looked like someone tried to take her out and failed. She revealed she was closing in on a return to training pending results of a CT scan, which would be the final green light before she could start sparring again. And then in late April, she delivered the update everyone had been waiting for. Harrison appeared on a UFC preview show streaming on Paramount Plus and looked her old self again. Sitting across from her American top team teammate, she didn't hold back. "Your girl is back, baby. I'm back." She confirmed she was already on the mats, training again, feeling good, even though the first week back left her sore in ways she hadn't felt in a long time. She was careful not to make any official announcements about a fight date, but she made it clear, there's a timeline now. Recovery is trending in the right direction. Behind the scenes, her team has been just as encouraging. Her manager, Ali Abdelaziz, has been the one steering the ship, and he's made it clear that patience is the priority. In a recent interview, he confirmed that Harrison is expected to fight before the end of 2026. He didn't give an exact date, nobody has, but he was confident enough to say, and I'm paraphrasing here, that she will absolutely compete again this year. At the same time, he emphasized that rushing her back would be a mistake. His exact approach has been to tell her to take her time, to prioritize being fully healthy over getting back in the cage as fast as possible. As he put it, she's the champion. Everyone else has to wait for her, not the other way around. That's an important distinction because in combat sports, the temptation to rush a comeback is real. Titles get stripped, opponents move on, promotional momentum fades. But Harrison holds all the leverage here. She's undefeated. She's the champion. And the fight everyone wants to see, her against Amanda Nunes, literally cannot happen without her. So there's no external pressure forcing her hand. The UFC, her team, and the fans all seem to be in agreement. Get healthy first, worry about scheduling second. Now let's talk about what happens when she does return, because it's not as simple as just booking the fight. The UFC is still very much targeting Harrison versus Nunes as the eventual matchup. This is a fight that transcends normal championship business. You have two of the most decorated female athletes to ever step into a cage. One, an undefeated two-time Olympic judo gold medalist. The other, a former two-division champion, often called the greatest of all time in women's MMA. When healthy, this fight sells itself. It doesn't need hype, doesn't need trash talk, doesn't need a reality show to build interest. The resumes alone do the talking. But there's a complication that's been quietly building in the background, and it's worth paying attention to: weight. Harrison has struggled to comfortably make the 135-pound bantamweight limit for a while now, even before this injury. Cutting weight is already one of the most grueling parts of a fighter's job, and doing it after a long layoff, especially one involving neck surgery and months away from full training, could make an already brutal weight cut even harder on her body. That's not a small concern. Weight cuts have derailed fights before. They've caused fighters to miss weight, and in some cases they've created legitimate health risks. Because of that, there's been real speculation in the MMA world about whether the UFC might consider bringing back the women's featherweight division specifically to accommodate this fight, or to give Harrison a long-term home if bantamweight becomes unsustainable for her. Now, to be clear, that's speculation at this point. Nothing official has been announced. But it's a storyline worth watching, because it could shape not just this one fight, but the future structure of the women's divisions in the UFC. So let's bring it all together. Where does Kayla Harrison actually stand right now? She's recovering from a serious neck surgery that forced her out of what would have been one of the biggest fights in women's MMA history. She missed a major promotional milestone in the UFC's White House card because of it. But the updates since then have trended entirely positive. She's back on the mats. She's training again. Her manager is publicly confident she'll compete again before the year is out, while stressing that a full, healthy recovery comes before any rushed timeline. And the fight the entire sport is waiting for, Harrison versus Nunes, remains the target, pending Harrison getting medically cleared and figuring out the weight situation. For a champion who has never lost a professional fight, the biggest opponent Kayla Harrison has faced all year hasn't been in the octagon. It's been her own body. And based on everything coming out of her camp, she's winning that fight too. Keep an eye on this one. When Harrison and Nunes finally do meet, it won't just be a title defense. It'll be a genuine moment in the history of the sport. If you are hyped for this fight, smash that like button and press the bell icon for more updates. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.